Hello everyone, welcome back to Day One Dev. Today we're going to talk about one hot encoding. What is this about? Why do we need one hot encoding and why we use it? Let's address all the stuff today, and I'll also share you some example here. The scenario where in your real life we're going to do that. All right. So let's start with our first curious question. Why can't ML models understand words like we do? Just any language, English, Spanish, Hindi, Arabic, or whatnot. I'll share this answer sometime in mid. So keep watching. So let's get on our first topic, where we talk about what is a one hot encoding. So it's a simple where uh, converting some categorical values into numerical format. So what is a categorical values? So anything where you see multiple categories. For example, you might have seen a forms where it says your gender and you also called out as an male or female. And you also might have seen the terms like categories like a color where you might be given some options. So if I put it back, in my category, let me bring up annotation. I hope you can see it. Let's consider a category uh, color. It can be. Uh, so you'll see a red, uh, blue, and let's call it green. Right. And similarly, you can call a category where you can call a gender. Uh, you might have seen male or female, you might ask, and nowadays is also calling out as an uh, unknown or binaries. So you might see multiple stuff. But when you also you can put on another category where you want to call out as an age-based category. You want to say that where you might have seen a forms where you call as a 0 to 5 and 6 to 12. You might have seen a categories. All these are uh, or maybe 65 plus. Just I'm making up here some scenarios. So all this stuff or category or in simple form, wherever you see as some check boxes or radio buttons in any of your forms, all this is considered as a categories, right? So you might have seen more larger in survey forms or any invitation form asking you to accept the invitation, yes, no, or maybe, right? So all these are unique categories here. You can see under category, you'll see unique values as part of this. I hope you understand what is what is an uh, one auto encoding right now, right? So all this stuff will be transforming to models. Like for example, an RGB scenario. Let's take it. It might be considering if a user selected blue, then the value might be 0, 1, 0. But if user selected as an gender, let's assume I'm a male, so I might have opted for male, and other options are 0. Similarly, on an age category, if someone picked up, you can see that's in a 0, 0, 18 plus, and 0. So I have 4 categories here. So this all this in when it comes to the models, they understand everything only in a number format, so we have to transform it to 0 or 1s, right? So as part of this also, I did address for you why use it, right? So any machine learning models understands only numerical format. So now if we go back to our curious question, why can't ML models understand words like we do? Take now, you got your answer. The models or machines understand only numerical input. So we have to transform all our data in number formats. So to do this, we have different scenarios where we call depends on which packages you're using it. For example, if you're using a pandas, it's pretty easy. If you are using PyTorch, you have to use a skikit or sklearn, where you transform using a label encoding, which I'm going to show you the example too, right? So Tingly one hot coding removes all the categories, and they provide equally important for your mapping. So when I said equally mapping, it's a 0, 1, 0. If option is to select only one, if a user or option is selected multiple, then you can call out as a multiple ones, right? So let's talk about our sample code. You can see here I do have a sample code here, and I'll also call out our during a discussion, right? So let me erase whatever I written so we can circle them. Now it's the same thing as part of a code you can see here, which I captured and put as a simple scenario where in a notebook. This is I'm also share this notebook, and you can see here I'm just downloading a torch, and I have the same category which we talked about, a red, green, blue, and I'm using a sklearn to transform that to a labels as using an encoder. Then I pass that labels to my TensorFlow, right? So it gives me 0, 0, 1 for blue, 0, 1, 0 for a green, and red for 1, 0, 0, right? So now let's do this the same thing in a pandas, how it's going to be. Same categories, no change. Now I'm using one hot pandas, where I'm using a get dummies of a panda to categories. So when it does it, I want to show you guys how it's going to be. You see here false, false, true, false, true, false, which is same as a 0, 1. Now you can see here my code here block where I'm transforming it to an integer. The exactly this is a transform to 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0. So it is same as my TensorFlow. So the data will be remain same, but depends on which package you're picking in, and the transformation is going to be. So if you consider more time-based, you can see here pandas, it took almost 183 milliseconds. But if you are using, because you have to use one hot uh, labeling and transform it to tensor, the entire block of a code, it took us 726 milliseconds. So it's how you defining your time. All right. So now let's jump back to our pros and cons, because I also captured here pros and cons. So if you are not looking at a presentation, it's going to be easier for you to get that. All right. Let me erase this up. Now let's talk about our pros and cons about this initiatives, whatever we are doing it. So let's I might have jumped it a little early. The pros, some of them are easy to implement and works well in most of ML models, because this requires until you're not doing an NLPs. NLPs has a different category. You might have seen one of my previous videos. And similarly, it increases the dimensional. Depends on how many categories you have it. The number of columns is going to be more. If you have a pretty huge data sets, categories, like for example, if you're doing any psychology surveys, there will be too many options, too many columns, or you might have seen a doctor forms. They have too many options. They ask you first time filling up information. So there's a lot is going to be. So that's a dimensional. It will increase. That's a con. I call that here, and may also lead for you some high cardinality features, which we will talk about more details in the next video. Now, oops, let's go back to our scenarios. So as we already discussed in one of our starting video, where what are the scenarios you can cover, the colors, where we can talk about an encoding, cities, product categories, days of a week, if you're having it, and using NLP, you can use assist tabular data modeling, all the stuff. Right. So, which, as I said, you'll see all the stuff, and I hope you got something. I try to simplify one hot encoding is. If you like it, please subscribe to Dev and Dev, and also you can connect me on my LinkedIn. and the code is going to be on my GitHub. Right? I hope you everyone seen it. Please do subscribe, and I'll come back with new videos.